This is part 3 of DIY worm bin. As you can see, these are red wrigglers. I use two kind of worms. I like African night crawlers, which are much bigger than these, and the red wrigglers. The third part of DIY worm bed is adding your worms to your worm bin. And that's what I'm doing here. Spreading them out, and they'll work their way in to the worm bed. This one's going right in there to the food bin, and they'll find the food on their own. As you can see, lots of good cardboard. It's damp. You don't want it soaking wet. You just want it damp and everything, and they'll find their way in. My mix, substrate mix, is 30% leaf litter, 70% shredded cardboard. You want more shredded cardboard than leaf litter, because the shredded cardboard, it retains moisture better than the leaf litter. And you don't want too much leaf litter, because as that leaf litter decomposes, it'll heat up the bin too much. So, and the good thing about what I've done here is, by putting the food in one area, as this byproduct of my juicing, as it breaks down, the microbial bacteria breaks it down, it could heat up, and if this was all through the bin, it would make the whole bin go anaerobic. And you don't want that, because the worms don't like everything going anaerobic, because it'll make the worms run. You don't want that. So that's why it's good. This system's good because the food is in one place. So the worms, earthworms, have a chance. They can get away from the food. If it heats up too much, they can get away from it as it breaks down, and when it cools back down, they can go right back to eating the food. So this is how I'm doing my new DIY herb bins now, worm bins. And this is part 3, and it's that simple. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, the cardboard also reduces fruit fly infestation. But what I've done is I've added burlap. Just like that. Our burlap cover goes right over the top. And a burlap cover is excellent because it has all these holes, and it allows plenty of ventilation to come up. They can get plenty of oxygen. And it also provides cover, dark cover and shade. Worms don't like light. And it retains moisture. So I found that using burlap bags for covers on your worm bins is excellent. And it also keeps the fruit flies out. I don't have fruit fly problems because of the burlap also. See, the fruit flies can't get in here to lay their eggs and multiply and eat the decaying plant waste. So there it is. And as the worms multiply, I'll make more of these beds. I have 5 of these already. I'm going to be making 4 more of these today. 4 more worm beds. And then what I'm going to be doing is one of my grow tents. I'm going to sit that outside on the back cover patio, and I'll have shelves, and all my worm bins will go outside in that grow tent that sits underneath the covered patio. So everybody should be earthworm composting, I think. This is the best way to make your own, one of the best ways to make your own soil. You know, especially for people who are urban farmers. This is the best way to make your own soil into compost, is using earthworms. Using all your waste. Shredded cardboard from your Amazon boxes, used coffee grounds, your eggshells, and some leaf litter and your plant waste from juicing, or all your vegetable plant waste, and that's all you need. You recycle all that stuff for worm food. You never put meat in a worm bed. Meat in a worm bed will kill your worms, and it'll stink, and it'll draw flies and fly larvae. Earthworms do not eat meat. Only plant-based goes in here. Earthworms are they're vegans. So just like that. And then the earthworms will convert all this material, all this cardboard will be eaten by the earthworms and convert it into earthworm castings. Good earthworm castings to go into your gardens or whatever, turn into worm tea for your hydroponics, for your aquaponics. Good, the best organic fertilizer known to man. One of the best. So until next time, this is part 3.